And now the second compound, water. But interestingly enough, the breakdown of glucose is not always complete. There are some microbes like yeast. They can break down glucose even in the absence of oxygen. But what is the fallout? Instead of water, what is formed is alcohol and carbon dioxide. That means instead of water, alcohol is produced. To show this, you can take a test tube, fill it with fruit juice, introduce yeast. After some time, you will find bubbles of carbon dioxide coming out, and also you will see that the juice turns alcohol. There is that smell of fermentation, a peculiar smell which is that of alcohol, and this is called fermentation. This kind of respiration, which is in the absence of oxygen, is called anaerobic respiration. And when oxygen is available, then it is called aerobic respiration. So, this is not the only difference, that in anaerobic respiration oxygen is not available. In the aerobic respiration, energy produced is much more than in case of anaerobic respiration. In anaerobic respiration, only 2 ATP molecules are produced, but in aerobic 38 ATP molecules are produced. So, obviously, in the higher organisms where more energy is required, aerobic respiration seems to be the rule, although there are variations. There are anomalous situations when even anaerobic respiration takes place. That is, I will get into that in more details, that is in the muscles. With the help of enzymes, the glucose breaks down into pyruvate, a 3-carbon compound. Now, this process is common to all living beings and it takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. So, glucose, which is a 6-carbon compound, with the help of enzymes in the cytoplasm changes into pyruvate, a 3-carbon compound. Further process depends upon the availability of oxygen. If oxygen is available, then carbon dioxide and water will be formed. And if oxygen is not available, as in case of yeast, no oxygen, it will form ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. So, this is also called incomplete breakdown of glucose, while when water is formed, that is the complete breakdown of glucose. Sometimes in our muscles what happens is that if we are doing vigorous exercise, then that much of oxygen is not available because that requires more energy. So, what happens? There is insufficient oxygen. Once again, the degradation is incomplete and we get only lactic acid, no carbon dioxide, and in all the cases energy is released. So, these two are anaerobic respiration. Sometimes when you have had a sports day or you have gone for a run or you have played a lot or maybe doing vigorous exercises, you get Those cramps, painful cramps, why do you get them? Because in anaerobic respiration takes place in muscles and lactic acid gets accumulated. This leads to the cramps. Then what does mummy say? Mummy has all the answers. She asks you to put your feet in the hot water. How does hot water help? Hot water increases the circulation, so increases the supply of oxygen. Once there is enough oxygen, then there will be complete breakdown and what we will get is water and carbon dioxide and no lactic acid. So, we have now understood that the fate of pyruvate depends upon availability of oxygen, but this part of the reaction takes place in mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell.